Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net and it is Friday the 26th of December. Thanks again for watching. It's Boxing Day. Hope you had a fantastic Christmas day and that you're looking forward to Boxing Day and the weekend just as much. Now, you're going to have to forgive me today because I'm on my soapbox and I've got a real rant going. First of all though, we've got some wintry weather coming in during the next 24 hours. Gary's going to be telling you more about this in the fast forecast, which will be updated through today, and he'll give you more information. But just wanted to give you a very quick heads up. That's the position on the radar. This is the rain feature that we're looking in coming in from the west. And notice the area of low pressure here. This is the high resolution Met Office model from weatheronline.co.uk. It's the Euro 4. This is the position as of midday, and you see the rainfall associated with it. Just watch what happens by 6 o'clock this evening. Start to see some pink in there. That's snowfall through the Midlands, the low crossing central Wales. And then by midnight tonight, it's in the London area. But it's this wraparound feature here, look. This back bent feature that comes around the north of the low that we're looking at potentially giving snowfall. By tomorrow morning, it's cleared into the continent with some really cold northerly winds blasting down through many parts of the country. And then secondary small low feature coming southwards through the Pennines and heading to Wales and into the Midlands late on Saturday, and more snow showers then trying to feed in onto these eastern coasts, and also northern and western Scotland and Northern Ireland seeing those snow showers throughout. Now, Gary, as I say, is going to give you more details on that and try and firm up on where we think the snow is going to be and how much. He'll do that in the fast forecast, and the link is at the bottom here of the video for you right the way throughout this video. So when you've had enough of me, click on there and you can go across to Gary. But I'm so frustrated this morning because I was hearing news stories through Christmas Day of severe weather alerts being issued and severe cold events, etc. And thinking, well, that sounds very reminiscent of sort of tabloid newspapers, and you know what I'm talking about here, and the kind of madness that they spout about the weather. But this is the Met Office website this morning. Now, you know, I've said before that I stick up for the Met Office. It's a very difficult relationship because obviously they have a commercial services section which is based in competition with companies like mine. But then they also have the public section, which I think as a private weather sector company, I would love to be able to promote. But because it's the same name, it's still the Met Office brand, it's very difficult for me to promote that when they're also in competition against me on their commercial services side. But that's a completely different argument. But this was the website from this morning. You know, I'll stick up for them when they need it, but at times stuff needs to be highlighted. Look at this cold weather level 3. So cold weather alert level 3, cold weather action. Okay, now remember, we've got some snow tonight. We've got freezing temperatures tonight. We've got ice on the roads. It's late December. What on earth do you think is going to happen? So you click on that cold weather alert, and then this appears, okay? This is a cold weather alert because we have small area of low pressure passing over us and we have the risk of snow, and we're into orange colours here. And if I just zoom in a little bit, so let's go into this and let's just look at what they are seriously referring to here. This is the key, okay? So look, we're going down from green all the way down into red, okay? That's the key that they're showing on the Met Office website. Now, this small amount of snow that we're going to get overnight tonight that could occur, I mean, it's a very hit and miss as to where it occurs, how much it occurs, and exactly how much disruption it brings. It could be that actually places 10 miles apart makes the difference between no snow at all and perhaps as much as 3 or 4 inches. It just depends on the intensity of the precipitation, the amount of time it lasts. But look, for tonight's snow, we're seriously going for severe weather action, and that's only one level away from national emergency. Come on, what on earth have we come to when a bit of snow and cold temperatures during the winter months, late December, is going to result in a severe weather action statement coming out of the National Weather Service funded by the government? This has just gone crazy. As you can tell, I'm beside myself here. So you then have a look at what it actually says, and you get into what are they actually saying here, okay? So level 3, severe weather action. And the advice is, prolonged periods of cold weather can be dangerous, especially for the very young, very old, or those with chronic diseases. Let's get real here. Because a prolonged period of cold weather, when you then look at what the threshold values are, this is what the website actually states, okay? So there are 2 different thresholds for cold weather alert surface. Only one of the thresholds needs to be breached. This is serious. Mean temperatures, look, below 2 degrees Celsius for 48 hours or longer. Heavy snow and or widespread ice. Now, first up, what's the definition of heavy snow? Okay, when does snow become heavy snow? There is a defined definition according to the WMO of what heavy snow is, but it's down to the intensity of it falling. And I can guarantee that this ain't going to be that. I don't think for a moment that's going to be near there. And then we get widespread ice. Well, how many nights during the winter are you likely to see widespread ice? I mean, you could be looking at 30% of the time, or perhaps even more, that you're going to see widespread ice. So you're going to stick one of these out every time, you know? And are we going to reach the point where we're actually telling people what they need to wear? Because this is getting into crazy levels. And mean temperatures of 2 degrees Celsius or below for 48 hours or longer. So let's just think about that for a moment. Let's say we get 2 days where the maximum temperature is 5 degrees Celsius and the minimum overnight temperature is minus 5 degrees Celsius, and that goes on for 2 days. The mean temperature over those 2 days is 0 degrees Celsius. So that then triggers this cold weather action alert. Do I need to say more? You know, and they also then say phone 111 to get more advice. So are we now having to call 111 in order to ask them what we should be wearing if it goes cold? Surely the fact that we're saying on weather forecasts it's going to be cold is enough for the majority of people to realise they probably need to crank up the heating and they probably need to be keeping themselves warm. I really do not follow what this is about. I'm all in favour of communication. I'm all in favour of getting information out to the public, but this goes into the category of weather bomb alerts. You know, it seems that the tabloid media are dragging and leading this weather communication story at the moment, and it has to stop. And it's institutions like the Met Office that we should be looking to stop this, to say this is what the facts are, this is the way this is going to be, not to join in with the cold weather alerts. I just wonder the reason for it. There is the Public Weather Service, and I'm wondering if all this is part of that. That's funded by the taxpayer, and is this all part of some justification programme for the Public Weather Service? Because this, I mean, the Met Office will obviously justify it and are clearly in favour of it because it's on their website. But to me, and this is just an opinion, this is just absolute nonsense. And I just hate the science that I love being dragged into this tabloid nonsense, because we were being asked yesterday, there's going to be 10 inches of snow. Well, there might be on tops of hills, but not at low levels. But then when you listen to forecasts, there's nothing really to sit on that and to say, well, hold on a minute, this is normal wintertime weather. Is it just me, or has the world gone mad? I'm just beyond myself. If an MSc student, if one of my MSc students had come to me with that idea, because as part of the MSc programme that I lecture on, they do have to come up with business ideas. Now, if they'd come along to me with that idea, you'd say, yeah, that's a really good idea. It's a good way of communicating the weather out to the public. But to be honest, it really probably is a step too far, because we get that information out in severe weather warnings and in the weather forecasts that go out on radio and television anyway. And to be honest, it could only ever be funded by central government. So really, as a commercial prospect, it's not really that advantageous. And they'd probably get quite a high mark for it, but, you know, you'd always say, well, yeah, it's one of those nice ideas, but it would never really come to fruition. But it's actually being put into practice, and we're now seriously talking about a short period of cold winter weather that now is one step away from DEFCON 5, a national emergency. Oh, right, anyway, so where was I? Okay, the JMA is available. Sorry about that. The JMA is available. It's come out with its monthly outlook. We'll do more on this over the days here, because frankly I just give up. Look, there's the ridge building from the JMA. It's got it up towards the north, week 1. This goes forwards to the 1st of January. So up to next Thursday, high pressure up towards the north. It tries to bring in more of an easterly flow with that high on a northeasterly. It says that we're going to stay cool for some time. Looks like that's probably a reasonable starting point. There's week 2, high pressure off towards the ridge off towards the east. Look, we've got trough out towards the west. We've got that kind of feature coming in there. It tries to bring it more into a southeasterly. This is kind of where the GFS was a few days ago, but now it's brought it far more westerly during this week. This is running from the 2nd through to the 8th of January. So the JMA is in disagreement with the GFS and the ECMWF. That wants to bring in more of a southeasterly, would still make it feel pretty chilly. And then looking ahead to weeks 3 and 4, so we're going up from the 9th of January through to the 23rd of January, and it tries to make things more stormy. It brings the jet stream back in, puts the low up towards the north there, brings us back more into a west or west-southwesterly, and goes for it being milder through that middle to latter stage of the month. Right, it's time for me to have a lie down in a darkened room. I will just say this though, look, Met Office, you should be leading the weather story, not coming up with stuff like that. Discuss. Right, I'll leave you with that for now. Don't forget Gary's fast forecast to find out the latest on what we think is going to happen with the snowfall overnight tonight. But for now, thanks again for watching weatherweb.net, and whatever you're doing, have a fantastic Boxing Day and keep the sun shining. Right, breathe slowly. 1, 2, 3. I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. Thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining. Bye for now.